From Azul Cosmetic Surgery and Medical Spa, Dr. Patrick Flaherty wants to meet you. He's got a couple seminars coming up. Here is when and where. The first one is going to be November 10th. This is going to be at 6 p.m. in his Fort Myers office. There is the number for you to call and make a reservation. And then the second one coming 2 days later, November 12th. This is also at 6 p.m., but this is going to be in his Bonita Springs office. In the meantime, here's what he wants to talk with you about this morning. From Azul Cosmetic Surgery and Medical Spa, I'm so happy to welcome back to the show once again Dr. Patrick Flaherty. Good morning, Doctor.
Carly.
How are you?
Very well, thanks.
We're going to talk about something very interesting this morning that's kind of in the headlines in the news recently, and it's the cover of Time magazine.
Right.
Which I'd imagine when you saw this, your eyes kind of lit up and said, oh, what is this?
Exactly. Yeah, very timely article, though. I think it's a really good article written by Joel Stein and touches on a lot of what's happening in the world of cosmetic procedures.
Yeah, and it says nip, tuck, or else.
Right.
Kind of meeting, and give us a little gist of what the article was, just talking about how popular it is these days. Yeah,
it really talks about the growth in cosmetic procedures. When I say procedures, it's important to recognize the real growth is in non-surgical procedures. You know, last year in this country, over 15 million procedures were performed, but the majority of those are non-surgical. For example, 3.7 million treatments with Botox and 1.7 million treatments with fillers. So, there's 5 times as many non-surgical things being done as surgical, even though the surgical procedures like facelifts and eyelids are growing, not nearly as fast as the non-surgical.
Well, and let's talk about the social aspect of it, too. You know, we were talking about you have, young girls. And, I think in this day and age, I think we're just more accustomed to it. We kind of know that more people, it's not just, Hollywood and celebrities that have a ton of money that are doing this and looking towards, cosmetic surgery. This is kind of the norm now.
It certainly is. And I think things like extreme makeover has helped to bring it into the, it's much more talked about and seen on TV with the reality shows. And it's a lot more affordable now. I mean, things like Botox and fillers are pretty inexpensive relative to surgery, and so most people can afford it, and they certainly work. So, looking your best can be helpful. And I think another thing that was interesting, they talk about how, with social media and our phone cameras and all the pictures that are taken, all the selfies, people are kind of constantly on the red carpet. You're seeing your photo a lot today, and so you want to look your best because, every day you're probably getting your picture taken, right?
So as a doctor, when you read an article like this and you see how it is becoming more popular, I mean, what is it that you think you would want people to understand, about kind of where we're headed and...
Yeah, I think, these things are safe and effective. I think that's an important point. And so you don't need to fear it, I think, with respect to cosmetic surgery. I mean, I've been preaching this for years. It's nice to see the mainstream coming through it. And there's a lot that can be done. I think sometimes people think, oh, I'm too old. There's nothing they can do for me. I don't want to have surgery. Forget it. And there's so many things that can be done non-surgically with little or no downtime. So I think there's really something for every person and something for every budget. And I think that's the...
Well, and something I wanted to bring up, which I talked about in the commercial break, is, okay, so it's so popular right now. I'd imagine there's a lot more doctors popping up or a lot more places where you can get this stuff done. I think it's probably still important, though, I'm assuming you would agree with me, to make sure that you're going to the right people and make sure that you're going to someone who really knows what they're doing when it comes to cosmetic surgery as well.
Well, I agree. I mean, even things like Botox, there's different forms of Botox and different forms of filler, and they all have different properties. And so we're seeing that some are better for certain areas and versus other areas. So it's not a turnkey thing. There's a lot of expertise that goes into doing it. So, I think the main thing is going to people that specialize in this, that this is what they do every day. I mean, like anything else in life, the more you do something, the better you get at it. I was going to say the experience,
which I know, you're very proud of your staff and what you guys are doing. And how long have you been in the business? Were you surprised to see, not to age you, but, but I mean, I think that's important to note, though, that you have been doing it for quite a while. And would you have ever gotten that, would you ever predicted that it would have gotten this popular and this mainstream now? When you got into it 20 years ago?
For example, when I first started over 20 years ago, about 25% of my practice was cosmetic, and at the time that was a lot, compared to most physicians. Now we're 95% cosmetic. So it's, we've grown a lot because that's our passion and it's what we do, but the industry has grown a lot too, which has helped.
Yep, and you do well, which I think, says a lot about your office as well. All right, well, as we close here, again, if anyone is maybe maybe thinking, okay, you know, as you've seen a lot, maybe they're looking at a picture of themselves and say, okay, I don't know, let's see what maybe can be done. What's the best way to figure out, because there is so much available?
Yeah, I think a consultation is the best way. And, you know, we have a fee for consultations, but if they've seen this show or come to a seminar, we waive that fee. So, you know, they can come in and have an evaluation by me or one of our providers. And that's really the best way, because usually people are kind of like, well, I don't like what I see in the mirror, but I really don't know where to start.
Yeah.
The place to start is with a consultation. It's very unintimidating. You can learn what's available, what options you have. You can learn about pricing. And that's always the place to start.
Yeah, and then I love that you have 2 offices here in Southwest Florida, so you do make it very easy for anybody in the area to be able to find you and get there quickly. So, Dr. Patrick Flaherty, we love when you're here. Thank you so much. Very interesting. I need to read the entire article now.
There you go.
Not surprised, though, at all. And, of course, if you want to find out any information more about Dr. Flaherty, all you have to do is head to our website as well, fox4morningblend.com. And Dr. Flaherty does have a special offer for you this morning. You can get $100 off of Botox products, again, which we were talking about were so popular. There is the number to call and take advantage of that.